Hi guys, sorry sa another video lesson para mas maintindihan niyo ang mga topics sa mathematics. So ang topic for today is the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. So ang ating objective for today is characterize the roots of a quadratic equation using the discriminant. Nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Recall the quadratic formula. The radicand b squared minus 4ac in that formula is called the discriminant. We use the discriminant to determine the number of real solutions of a quadratic equation. It also tells us whether these solutions are either rational or irrational numbers. Given a quadratic equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0, we can determine the number and type of solutions of a quadratic equation by evaluating the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. When b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the roots are real numbers and are equal. So let's have an example. Describe the roots of x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals to 0. So first step is to find the values of a, b, and c. So ang value ng a natin dito is 1. Ang value ng b natin is negative 6 and ang value ng c is 9. So from b squared minus 4ac, papalitan natin yung mga values ng b, a, and c sa nakuha nating values. So ang b squared natin magiging negative 6 squared and then minus 4 times 1 times 9. Kasi ang a is 1 and c is 9. Yung number 4, that is constant. Hindi magbabago siya. Kokopyahin lang natin siya. So simplify natin ang negative 6 squared, that gives us 36. Minus 4 times 1 times 9, that is also 36. 36 minus 36, that is 0. So since the value of b squared minus 4ac is 0, we can say that the roots of a quadratic equation x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0 are real numbers and are equal. Kapag 0 ang nakuha natin, ang sagot is real numbers and they are equal. This can be checked by determining the roots of x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0 using any of the methods of solving quadratic equation. So, from x squared minus 6x plus 9, pwede natin siyang i-factor as x minus 3 and x minus 3 equals to 0. So, x minus 3 is equals to 0 and x minus 3 equals 0, equals natin siya or equate natin siya to 0. That gives us x equals 3 and x equals 3. So, the roots of the quadratic equation x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0 are real numbers and they're equal. So, makikita nyo naman, magkaparehas ang nakuha nating roots. X equals 3 and x equals 3. Number 2. When b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and a perfect square, then the roots are rational numbers, but they are not equal. So let's have an example. Determine the nature of the roots of x squared plus 10x plus 21 equals to 0. So, ang value again ng a, b, and c ang first step nating gagawin. Hanapin ang value ng a, that is 1, b is 10, c is 21. And then, from b squared minus 4ac, papalitan na natin yung values ng a, b, and c. So, ang b magiging 10, ang a magiging 1, and c is 21. So, magiging 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 21. 10 squared, that is 100 minus 84. 100 minus 84 is 16. 16 is a perfect square number. So, kapag ginawa natin square root ng 16, that is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So, that is the perfect square. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng perfect square. So, since the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and the perfect square, then the roots of a quadratic equation x squared plus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0 are rational numbers but are not equal. Paano hindi siya naging equal? So, isolve natin siya from x squared plus 10x plus 21 equals 0. So, i-factor out natin ulit siya. Magiging x plus 3 times the quantity x plus 7. Equate natin sila sa 0, x plus 3 equals to 0, and x is equals to negative 3. If x plus 7 naman, equate natin sa 0, that is x equals to negative 7. So, kanina, magkaparehas yung ating sagot. This time, hindi sila magkaparehas, negative 3 and negative 7. But they are rational numbers and equal, not equal. The roots of quadratic equation x squared plus 10x plus 21 are rational numbers but are not equal. Yun ang ating tatandaan kapag ang ating sagot is greater than 0 and a perfect square. They are rational numbers but are not equal. When b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, then the roots are irrational and are not equal. So let's have an example. Describe the roots of 2x squared plus 12x plus 6 equals 0. First step again is to find the value of a, b, and c. So ang value ng a is 2, b is 12, and c is 6. Then, from b squared minus 4ac, palitan natin yung values nila. b becomes 12 squared minus 4 times 2 times 6. Hindi magbabago ang 4, that is constant. A, b, and c lang ang papalitan. 12 times 12 is 144 minus 4 times 6 times 2 is 48. 144 minus 48 is 96. Walang number na kapag tinimes mo, magkaparehas na number. Ang sagot is 96. So that is not a perfect square number. So, since the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, then the roots of a quadratic equation 2x squared plus 12x plus 6 is equal to 0 are irrational numbers and are not equal. So, irrational number na siya and not equal pa. Paano mangyayari yon? So, let's try to solve the roots of 2x squared plus 12x plus 6 equals 0. So, gamitin natin ang quadratic formula. So, palitan natin ang value ng b with 12. So, that gives us negative 12 plus and minus the square root of 12 square minus 4 times 2 times 6 all over 2 times 2. So, nagiging negative 12 plus and minus the square root of 144 minus 48. And negative 12 plus and minus the square root of 96. Ang square root ng 96, negative 12 plus and minus the square root of 96 over 4 gives us negative 3 plus and minus the square root of 6. Ang square root of 6, pwede natin siyang isulat na x is equals to negative 3 plus the square root of 6 and x is equals to negative 3 minus the square root of 6. So, they are irrational numbers dahil merong square root or radical sign and not equal dahil magkaiba ang ating sagot. Positive square root of 6 and negative square root of 6. The roots of quadratic equation 2x squared plus 12x plus 6 equals 0 are irrational numbers and are not equal. Number 4. When b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then the equation has no real roots. So, example, determine the nature of the roots of 2x squared minus 4x plus 10 equals 0. So, get the values of a, b, and c. So, a is 2, b is negative 4, and c is 10. So, from b squared minus 4ac, magiging negative 4 squared minus 4 times 2 times 10. So, that is 16 minus 80. So, 16 minus 80 is negative 64. Dahil negative ang ating sagot, that means that is less than 0. Ibig sabihin, we have no real roots. Since the value of b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then the quadratic equation 2x squared minus 4x plus 10 has no real roots. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng less than 0. So, paano yon? So, let's try solve. 2x squared minus 4x plus 10 equals 0. So, using quadratic formula, the value of b becomes negative 4. So, minus negative 4 plus and minus the square root of negative 4 square minus 4 times 2 times 10 all over 2 times 2. Simplify it, that is 4 plus and minus the square root of 16 minus 80 all over 4. And then 4 plus and minus the square root of negative 64 plus 4. Hindi po pwede kunin natin ang square root ng negative number because that becomes an imaginary number. So, the roots of equation 2x squared minus 4x plus 10 is equals to 0 are not real numbers. Kapag may negative sign sa loob ng radical or radical sign, siya ay not real numbers. Thank you.